Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody around the world. Welcome back to the One Piece video featuring your boy, Monkey D. Dragon. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck profile featuring OP07, and which I'm very excited to bring to the channel, considering you guys voted this one in. This is going to be a deck list in which you guys are not going to see a lot throughout your time in OP07, whether it's at locals, whether you're going to regional events and all that sort of thing. I think Dragon is one of those leaders that isn't necessarily a tier 1 deck, but he is something that you might see at locals, and I do think he has a chance of winning local events, just probably about where he stands. Now, his leader ability is a unique ability that we haven't seen in One Piece thus far. It allows you to move attached Dawn that you've already utilized to another character. So in other words, if you were to attach 2 Dawn to Dragon here, your leader, swing for 7, you can activate his ability, take those 2 Dawn and put it onto something like your Kid and Killer, your Ivankov, any other character, which is really, really nice. Those Dawn can be moved from any character you have, not just your leader, but once per turn, which is really, really cool. Now, it synergizes very, very well with the builds that you can run with Dragon, considering a lot of the cards in Revolutionary Army have a requirement. So, for example, Ivankov wants to be at 7,000. Karasu wants to be at 7,000. Lindbergh, you guys see it? So, if you're able to move Dawn to these characters, they can activate one of their other abilities. Karasu, for example, can minus a character or leader by 1,000 power for the whole turn, on attack and on play, which is nice. Ivankov allows you to play down Revolutionary Army cards for free from your hand at 5,000 power or less, which is really, really good. Now, you have other ways of accessing these abilities with cards such as Koala here. She allows you to give Arrested Dawn to another character or leader. Or Nami, for example. Same thing as Koala, except for Koala can be searched out with Bello Betty or played off the top 3 with Ivankov, but they do the exact same thing. Now, in any case, we've also added in Kid and Killer, which came out in EB01, and I think everybody is familiar with this card if you play RP Law. This is a very, very strong card in this deck as well, considering that if your opponent has 2 life or less, he becomes a 7,000 power. If you attach an extra Dawn to him that's rested, it becomes an 8k. If you give 2 Dawn that's already attached from something else to Kid and Killer, he becomes a 9k, etc. He's a very, very strong card for this deck. The downside to it is he's not searchable and he has no counter power, but you can still play around it with how useful the character is. The other cards we've included in this list are going to be Monkey D. Luffy and Monkey D. Dragon. Dragon came out in OP07. Luffy, we're all familiar with what he does. He allows you to get around blockers, essentially. If you attach 2 Dawn to him, he can swing over your opponent's blocker characters, which is really, really good. The only card he cannot get over is going to be Useless Captain Kid. Unfortunately, you have to run Luffy into this, but everybody else, Luffy can attack your opponent's life directly without having to worry about his attack being blocked. Dragon, on the other hand, is something we've gained access to in OP07. He does have a very, very strong ability once he's played on board, which allows you to give 2 Rested Dawn to a character or leader of your choosing. So his effect is the exact same as Koala, except for now it can be 2, and it's only on play, whereas hers is permanent once per turn. His other ability is Rush. So essentially this unit can hit for 11k instead of 9 if you give the 2 attached Dawn to him as well. And then you see that we have 4 slots left. The deck has a little bit of flexibility here. I've seen Dragon played in numerous different ways, but they generally consist of some of the same cards. For me, this is where my deck ends. The 0 cost and the 2 1-drops here, those are optional. So I have like 7 cards that float around normally. I've tried different builds, different variations of Dragon here. I've also gained access to cards like Jet Pistol, Guard Point, and the 0 cost event, let alone the Radical Beam. All of those are very, very good options. The other one that I've been playing around with quite a bit is the Kong Gatling Gun. This, I think, is slept on, especially for the trigger effect and the fact that it can boost your leader to the 4k or another character to the 4k if your opponent has a 7,000 power character or more on their side of the board, which isn't too uncommon, right? The other option that I've been playing around with, hear me out, is going to be Chaka. This in Dragon is pretty disgusting. If you play this on curve and you already have like a Koala on board or a Nami down on board already, you can take that Rested Dawn, give it to Chaka, activate Chaka's ability, take 2 Rested Dawn, then give them to Dragon, swing in with 7k with Dragon. If you have another character on board prior to your 5 Dawn turn, so something like a Karasu or a Ivankov or whatever, you could take Chaka's Rested Dawn, attach them to Karasu, swing in for 7, make your opponent a 4k or 5k or whatever you choose to in that scenario, and then swing in with Dragon as well. It's very, very fun to play with this card here in this deck. The Dawn manipulation here is very, very good. But overall, he is not in a Revolutionary Army card, so he cannot be searched. But it never hurts to play him on board, considering how much he's going to benefit you just by being alive, being around for a turn or two. He does so much for the deck, and I do hope you guys give him a shot. Let me know what you think about him. I think he is a underutilized card, and he makes a very good home here in Monkey D. Dragon. So hopefully you guys let me know what you think about him. Now, there are some other cards that you do not see here on this list, such as Morley or Kuma. And I'm also running only 2 Lindbergh instead of a playset of these. Why is that? If you've noticed, Sabo is multicolor leader, Bello Betty is also multicolor, and Dragon is a monocolor. So that does hurt the deck when it comes to consistency. So cards like Ivankov here or Bello Betty cannot necessarily utilize Lindbergh and Morley as well as they can in Bello Betty or Sabo. These cards are multicolored with their trigger. So considering Dragon is a monocolored deck, you cannot play Lindbergh off trigger, you cannot play Morley off trigger, whereas you can so in Sabo and Bello Betty. So they do lose a little bit of value here in this variation, but they still have a pretty good ability when they are attacking. This allows you to pop, smaller blockers, be it 3,000 power or less. Normally you're popping things like Rosinantes here with Lindbergh, so do keep that in mind. Or if you are going the other route and playing Morley, he's unblockable if he has 7,000 power or more. So just consider that while you're building this list, or a list like this. Overall, let's dive into a bunch of games today and see what we can do. I'll see you guys in a split second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Come at you guys with Dragon, playing into Yamato here, in which this should be a pretty tough game. But overall, I personally don't think so, considering the fact that Dragon can go wide very, very quickly here, and Yamato does have a hard time dealing with wider boards. So it shouldn't be that challenging. I kind of want to guard my life here, though, early, just so we cannot enable, triggers off life to get free characters on board. That's something I do have to watch out for. But this could be a Wano package. This could be Skypiea. I don't know yet. But we cannot let this hit, that's for sure. We'll get rid of Otama and Lindbergh in this scenario. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog eating over there. It is what it is. Animals need food too, alright? Chill. 5 Dawn here. Let's go ahead and get down the Ivankov here. Ooh, we'll take the Karasu. We'll hit the leader. And this should be pretty huge here. We can give Dragon the Rested Dawn, swinging for 6. This way she has to give me 3,000 counter to survive here. Well, yeah, that's not too bad. Let's do it like that. I'm going to go 6k in lead. 6 to 4. 3k counter. Nope. Okay, cool. I think next turn we can actually push for game, depending on what they draw. Because I imagine that they possibly have the 5 cost blocker Momonosuke. Not entirely sure. Nope. Ace. Okay. Aggression. I like it. A little risky, but we should be fine here. We go 6. I don't mind taking the first hit, considering there is no banish, and we already have a board built here, so shouldn't be too bad. Go 9, that's fine. Can't really say no to that anyway. Ooh, this hand, man. A lot of no counter right now. But we should be able to get around this, because Karasu can put her down to a 4K again. We have another Karasu in hand here too. So this will make Yamato a 3K as well. We can attach one Dawn rested from here. We can put one more Dawn on Karasu, swing in for 7. And then we can take the rest of the Dawn and put it on either Ivankov or Bello Betty. One hit. Please no trigger. Come on. Do not Nami me. Of course you would. Oh, Thunderbolt. Awkward. I don't know how I feel about that. So they actually might be running 4 Thunderbolts in 4 Onamis. It's kind of terrifying when you think about it. Darn, man. So now we can't go for a game, really. Because I can only do 7K with Dragon and take the other 2 Dawn and put it to Bello Betty and go 4 to 4. Or 4 to 3, sorry. I probably should just went 6, though. Don't be another one. Stop it. Good. Alright. Sometimes I forget to do this. There we go. Okay. So now we go 4 to 3. I need a 2K at the very least, which I'm sure they have. Right? One more. Good job. So they are running with Nekomamushi, so that's good to know. So I'm glad I decided not to take the initial first hit. We have no counter in hand here. And if they have a Hody Jones, this could be a problem, I think, maybe? Because that's a guaranteed damage. No, we still survive. We still survive. Yeah, we're chilling, Because we've got 4K counter, so just enough. Barely enough. It's 5 Dawn left. So this might be a moment... No, it can't be a Momonosuke because they can't kick anything to life here. So what are they doing with that 5? Unless it's another ace. In that situation, it swings for a 9, which we have enough counter for, so it doesn't really matter here. Yep. Sorry, buddy. You tried it. And now you surrender, right? No? Okay. Alright, fair. 3 Karasus at one time is crazy. I mean, why not? Nah. Just in case, right? Just in case. I don't want to troll too much. They wanted to run it back, which I don't really mind all too much. So, I mean, why not? Especially considering that I feel like I haven't seen Yamato in a very long time. I think the other day, when we were playing, we saw nothing but, like, off-meta leaders. I ran into a bunch of aces and a bunch of Frabluchis. But overall, I haven't seen Yamato in a very long time. I think Katakuri is the other one I'm still, like, wondering if they exist. But overall, let's hop to this game here, see what we're going to do. Yamato does get to go first this time, so this might be scary. And I don't know if this deck can handle playing against Yamato if they go first. We had no choice but to take that first hit, too. I didn't really want to give away the Brook and the Chakas so early here. Ryuma. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I've done pretty much every Yamato list I can think of. I'm not really keen on Ryuma here, so maybe they're doing something that's pretty spicy, so who's to say? They might be running with, like, Paradise Totsuka and Ryuma, so that could be pretty scary. This Momo is surely dead. Let's go. What are you doing? Yeah. Just play this down for now. Because next turn we go to 6 Dawn, which makes it a little awkward because we don't have a really good play on 6 Dawn and Dragon. This is typically why I like going first most of the time. We have a lot of 4 drops, which is fine, right? But I'm mainly looking to play down the Ivankov 5 or the Chaka as soon as possible. That way they can play into either a Karasu or another Ivan, or just have Chaka ready to go. Because on 6 Dawn, it feels like you just have to... You gotta poke things, you know? Ace quite early. Alright. Definitely guard this one out. Ooh, sorry Chaka, you gotta go, buddy. I think Karasu here is a little bit more valuable. Speaking of Karasu, we'll take the second one. That's nice. Alright, so we can actually do a lot of things here. We can get Brook on board, get the attached on to Ivankov, or I just attached the Don by himself to Ivankov and play down Karasu. I think it's better to keep the 2k counter in hand, considering we don't have a lot of counter right now, and just do it the normal way. So I think next turn we're probably going to eat a lot of damage. So let's find out. Let's get down this for free. We'll minus that. 4 down left to play with. We can play down another Karasu here, which really should hurt this Yamato. Yep. I should be able to get 2 damage in here for free. No problem. There's that. Please, no Nami. Come on, buddy. Okay, Nekomamushi. That does suck. But if I can at least get 1 Karasu to stay on board here, we can push for game next turn. Because we're at, what, 4, 6... So we have, yeah, if we go to 8 dot next turn with Dragon, we should be chilling. Okay. What are you doing? I wonder if they didn't have any characters to play here, because otherwise you would just give the the rested Don to Nekomamushi with Yamato's ability here. Unless, what was that? Thunderbolt again. Okay, alright. I forgot about that card. You did it to me last game too, and I totally forgot. 1, 2. We can only take 2 of these hits, technically. So we'd have to guard out the Nekomamushi at the very least. Hey, we got a koala. That's nice to see. Exactly what I wanted to. Yeah, we don't need her right now, it's fine. Dragon's gonna do her job for me right here, so we should be fine just to go for game here. But how do we go about this? Because I think I need both Karasus to attack, so we can actually do double Brook. We can do double Brook into Kid and Killer and try it that way instead. Give the attached on here. We go 7 into a 4. I hate when they hesitate, man. It always makes you think they're a Papa character. Okay, alright. Alright, you're cool. No, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. It's alright. We still have 6 Dawn left. Now it makes it a little awkward, though. Because I had this planned out, but the second Thunderbolt in the same match is crazy. So now I think we can go 7 with Dragon, and then play Kid and Killer, and then go 9k. Let's go 7 to lead, and then we'll play down Kid and Killer, and then swing in for 9k. I need 4k counter from you. So 2 2ks. I, for one, am not a big fan of Vegapunk. I don't think the deck is anything to write home about. It is a lot of fun. I think Dragon's a lot of fun. I do think Dragon has a bit more of a push than Vegapunk right now, but I do think there'll be a lot more support for Egghead going into the future sets, opposed to like Revolutionary Army. I don't know why, but yeah, I think Vegapunk will be a fan favorite here coming up in OP08, OP09 if we get more support. But for right now, he's not really all there, man. It just ain't it right now. All right, guys, it's just not it. I feel like he's a meme deck. I could be wrong. I'm sorry, alright? Shots fired, I get it. But we'll see what we can do here. He might just beat me, I don't know. I haven't lost to a Vegapunk since, OP07's come out. And I feel like the deck is a little bit inconsistent, because you want to be playing on curve most of the time. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you don't draw the right cards when you need them, it really hurts the build. But I've also seen Vegapunk built numerous different ways, with like Big Mom, 10-drop Ace, So we'll see what goes on here this match. That sucks. We'll take the Koala though. Actually, We could just take the Ivan, but I think I'd rather get the Qualo on board because we have one in hand. But this can play down Karasu, which should be a no-brainer. So let's go 5, because then we can get another body on board next turn for free. And I believe most of these decks here, they don't run a whole lot of removal, so I should be safe just to play it like this. At least I wouldn't think they'd run cards like, you know, Onami and Thunderbolt here, so. Robin. She allows him to draw 2 cards, which is nice. Yo, chill. You can have it. Goodness. Okay. Usopp's in trash. I think we're okay here. We go to 7. We definitely need this on board. Let's try to pop this real fast. Because he left 2 Dawn open, which makes me think he has an event. So let's run 2k into this first. Good job. Cool. So maybe he did have an event here, and he just didn't want to use it because we have so many bodies on board that we can just smack into him anyway. But we'll see. We can give these 2 Dawn to the other Ivan here, of course, or 1 Dawn, sorry. Go 7 lead. Draws 2 cards from Robin. Yep. Another 5. Okay. Gives me a 2k though, which is really nice. That just tells me either A, they don't have any 1k counters in hand, or they needed the 1k counter to play on board. In this case, it might have been Luffy. But that Luffy, oh, Gedetsu. Okay, didn't see that coming. Yeah, that Luffy here also enables him to pop the Karasu here for free, which is crazy. I don't really see why it makes a big deal. I just assume that he meant to pop Karasu with Gedetsu. And regardless of how he decided to do it, he put Luffy on trigger, so he would be popping the Karasu here. I guess he does keep the 5k instead of the 4k here in this scenario, but it's still not enough to guard out from Dragon here, and 3 other attacks on board. So he has a 4k leader now. We can take another Karasu off that, which is great. We can go 5 into 4. We can even assume he's a 5k leader right now, but obviously he's not here. I just don't think he has enough counter to deal with a 6 and a 9. Because he does have that 1 cost event that can push him up to an 8k. Possible. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Coming at you guys playing Dragon into Blue Yellow Ace. Rapid fire, as fast as we can. Been smashing games out with this leader. Having a lot of fun with him. I don't know whether or not he's going to make a mainstay. Like, I don't normally play... I'd rather play Bello Betty. Like, truthfully. I think it has the multicolor mechanics with the yellow and the red. They fit nicely together. More so than, I guess, just mono red dragon. I don't know. Just not a big fan. I do like his leader ability. I think his leader ability is really, really good. And he does have access to all the Revo cards. I just think being able to have that multicolor characteristic in which some of your Revo units have, or you need to get more value with them, I think that's just a better play. But I know how hard it can be playing Bello Betty in this format, especially into decks such as like Rob Lucci. Sabo, on the other hand, that might be something I'll look into for OP07, just to see if I can make a decent deck with the black-red leader. So I think that's another sleeper deck, and he might do really, really well in this format, considering Sakazuki is no longer a thing. So bottom decking is kind of a lot harder to do. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'll probably put that up on a poll here after Dragon goes live. And let you guys vote on it, see what you guys want to do. Because I have a lot of decks I want to break into for OP07. Rebecca is another one that I'm looking to do here, and Gecko Moria as well. So I'll put them all on a poll, and you guys can just choose from there like we normally do here. But Ace, going down the 4 cards already in the early game is pretty detrimental, especially in this matchup, where I can build boards so quickly, and we already have Chaka on board, and I don't have to worry about him being bottom decked or moved out. So, and next turn we go up to, what, 7? Yeah, 7 Dawn. So technically we could play down Karasu, or sorry, Ivan, give it 2 Dawn, play down Karasu, and do a thing. He draws an ace, which is another no counter card in hand. I don't have to worry about that at all. Grub goes 5. I don't really care about that either. Ooh. I mean, this doesn't really help me right now, considering Chaka is not a revolutionary army, so I guess we can give it to Belobetti for now. Because Ace will become a 4K leader if we play Karasu next turn, so that should be pretty good. 7. Yeah, that's fine. Another Chaka. I mean, we could play double Chaka here too. That could be pretty fun. But I think the correct play would be to play the Ivan. But double Chaka, man. It's very rare that I'm able to do play like that consistently. But we have to do it like this. It just has to be done. Get down the Brook. Give this extra Dawn attachment here. I don't know why I played Brook, to be honest. It's probably a misplay. Should have kept the 2K counter. But it's okay. Because now we can actually give Dawn to Chaka and Dragon here with Koala ability. Yeah, I guess I really shouldn't have played the Brook, in hindsight. Let's go 5 here. And I definitely should have played Karasu down first, but I want to get the attack off with Belobetti. Alright, let's do the thing. Okay, so now we can get the rest of Dawn to Chaka, and then he can give Dragon to Dawn here as well. We're going to smack him with Dragon first, then take those Dawn and give him the Chaka. So there's that. Nope. Oh, I forgot. That's my bad. That's my bad. Yeah, I totally forgot to give it to Dragon there. That's my fault. Oh well. We're still pushing to 0 life. I was thinking way ahead and still didn't do it. That's crazy. We'll kill the Garp then. Yep. It wouldn't have made a difference there. I don't think. Or maybe it would have. Let's see. Yeah, it might have made a difference there. We could have had 2 extra Dawn. Because we could have played on the Ivan. Take a rested Dawn with Koala. Give the Chaka. Chaka gives a rested Dawn to Ivan. Then have 1 rested Dawn left. Ivan then plays down Karasu. We probably should have done it that way. That's my bad. He goes 8 here. We have enough counter for this regardless of whether or not we took that hit or not. Good game, buddy. No, it's really just Dragon or Chaka here. Looks like we're going to run into another ace player, which is fine, because hopefully I can redeem myself, considering last game. Like, I felt like I could play that better if I mathed correctly and allocated my Dawn the right way. But I think I was thinking way too far ahead and still messed up, so it is what it is. Let's go ahead and take the Ivan here. We'll pass it up. I wish we had a Koala. They're really, really nice to get that off of the Belobetti search there. That way we can play down the Belobetti and the Koala this turn and be ready to go for the following. Come on, Ace. Don't draw anything. Don't be that guy. You don't need it. Okay, no. Got Yamato. Sure. Alright, so he ends up drawing the life, which is a 2K counter Yamato. So now we know that. I don't really mind this either, because I don't want to throw away Chaka here. There's a 2K counter. So we get Koala. Not the one we need, but it be what it be. I think the only thing that we can do here is play down Karasu, realistically. Or we can set up Ivan for next turn. But if we get this down here, we can attack with Karasu next turn, and it should be better. Yep, gives me the 2K. Alright. So perhaps the life over there is an older brother, right? Otherwise he would have taken the hit, I would assume. Oh, maybe it's not. Yeah, I was right. Cool. So it is an older brother. Nice. So we get Sabo down. He can't do leader ability here, though. Which is kind of unfortunate. But he does get a blocker down in Curly to Dan. 7K. I could guard this out with a 2K counter in Chaka. He's got 4 cards in hand. It might not be a bad idea, realistically, but I don't really care too much. Because now we have plenty of counter for the following turn. This takes us up to 6. Ooh. We can actually play down Vonkov here on Kerp or get Chaka down. I think the better bet is to get Chaka here just to have him ready. Because we can give 2 attached Dawn to Karasu with Chaka's leader ability. We can also play Ivan first, right? And do it that way. But I'd rather have this on board, man. This just enables so many plays in the later stages of the game. 7 to 6. So this way I need a 2k counter from him. Or block with the Dan. And hopefully he will attack into Karasu next turn. Instead of going in for leader. So I can't hit him with Dragon here. We have enough 2k counters to protect Karasu if he chooses to do that. So I'm hoping he goes for that instead of leader. And takes the bait. What is that, 7 Dawn? And he has to hit this, right? Because he didn't do leader skill last turn because he played on Dedan instead. Dedan and Sabo, so I used up all of his Dawn. So he gets another Yamato. Which is probably not what he wants to see. Oh, okay, I guess that works out. So he kills Chaka. Smart. Chaka was the threat. 7k. I expected him to actually go for Karasu. Interesting. We'll take the Kid and Killer. We'll guard out this. I think that was a misplay. Like, I feel like he would have attacked Karasu with leader first, and then attacked me with Sabo, or vice versa, I guess. But I don't know what's in his hand. Either way, now we have options to get down Dragon, which is probably the best thing for us to do here. We can give both Rested Dawn to Karasu. If I gave it to leader and then swung for 7, I'd be swinging from 7 to 5. It's better just to give it to Karasu and swing for 7 to 4. That way when I swing with leader, it's a 5 to 4 as well. Instead of 5 to 5. Now remember, I can move these Dawn that are attached to Karasu to other characters. I can't put them on my leader though, but I can put them to other characters here. Well, let's just put them over here. We can save Bello for next turn if we need to. But in hindsight, it probably was better just to attach those Dawn to Bello. We might have got another damage off here this turn. A little too late for that now, but it is what it is. So he finds Curly to Dan this time around. Which isn't too bad. It's just he can't do much with it unless he draws it with another Makino here. Or has Viola in this list. Play it face down, that way he doesn't disappear. 7's the lead. I would think he needs a blocker to survive, right? That's the only way he gets out of this. Because you could argue he could don up both Sabos and run face, but then he leaves board, board alone. So maybe we should just take this hit and see what he wants to do. Get a Chaka. We'll give him a 2k here. So he's not going for board. Interesting. 5 Dawn left. That means he's going to run down an ace, probably. So we could actually take this hit and have enough counter, but just in case, right? Sure, buddy. So that card goes bye-bye, yep. He's got 5 cards in hand. We should be able to win game here. But I'm going to take it slow instead of just going just full into this. Just in case he does have a bunch of 2k counters or the 0 cost events. I don't want to take the bait. Slow down a Brook, get it to Karasu. Do the thing. 7 to 4. He needs 4k counter to get out of this one. And if he does take this hit, then that means he probably doesn't have enough counter for Dragon. Okay, so that was his whole hand. Alright, well, good game, buddy. That was fun. Don't be a 0 cost event. Sabo, play down Kid and Killer. I guess we really didn't need it, but it is what it is. It's just fun to play it, right? 9-4. Good game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably play one more game after this one, give or take, depending on how long this video or this game is going to be. But either way, we're coming at you guys again with Dragon playing into Sabo, which is unfortunate. It looks like we've seen, I think, all of the brothers today besides Black Yellow Luffy. Yeah, I haven't even ran into Black Yellow Luffy off testing, so, which is unfortunate. I think this deck would probably do okay into Black Yellow Luffy. It all depends. We have to see a lot of the unblockable Luffys probably go through and win that game. I think it might be a little challenge in the early game if they get out a lot of Sabos. But in any case, let's dive back into this one here. I do feel like in this matchup, it's a little bit easier for you, especially when you're able to go wide and just keep pressuring board. Sabo will typically get a lot of cards in hand in the early game. He does like taking hits. That way he can try to get triggers on board to do his little shenanigans. Well, we do have Chaka here. We have access to 2 Chakas in the early game. And Sabo doesn't play with removal. So, outside of some decks run the new yellow Sabo card that's able to pop certain units. But I don't see him doing that here. So, we'll see what we can do. We'll get 1 Chaka down for now. Chaka can do a thing with the attached Dawn. Give Dragon 2 extra Dawn here. This is so good, man. We can swing in for 7k. Move the Dawn over the Brooks, swing in for 5. We're already on turn 3. We're getting multiple attacks off in a turn. It's kind of like playing Zoro a little bit. But I think our bodies are just much bigger. Come on now. And I feel like Chaka is just that one of those cards where it's very much slept on, and it doesn't get a lot of use out of a lot of decks in the format. And Dragon really, really makes this card shine. Another 5. Let me get that 1k counter. I know you got him. I'm not sure why he's taking all these early hits, to be fair. He does have access to Ace now, but we're pretty healthy, so. Alright, so he gives me a baby Ace. There's a lot of things that Sabo could do at this moment. He could probably play down Ace, swing at me for 7k, bounce Ace back to life, get Inazuma up to 7. Swing on me with Banish, which I think I'd happily take instead of wasting my 2k counters here. That'd be a lot of 2ks to throw away. He'll heal 1. Inazuma will be 7k for the following turn. Or he can do the whole Hiyori and then stack life. Okay. Alright. We're going at this route. It's a little weird, but that's fine. Go 7 here. Because the thing is with Morley, I think he would be inclined to take the hit, and that's totally okay. So he can play it back down, but he'll discard a card to do so, which I love to see. So, we'll see. Get another Ivan. Or get a Ivan. Let's just play down another Chaka, boys. Let's just do it finally. Let's just drop him down. Imagine that, though. This is crazy. So we get some pretty big attacks in right now. I think we can just attach a Dawn to the other Chaka and do the Chaka's ability that way. Because these are going to be some pretty big hits that's coming his way. He decides not to counter out. He loses a card and takes the damage, and loses a non-counterable card in hand too, so that's pretty good. And it looks like this package that he's running is going to be more so Revolutionary Army, considering that's the Ivankov there he had to throw away. Chaka's a big boy. He's going to learn today if letting Chaka stay alive. Yup. You finally get a trigger. Let it be Onami. Come on, you need it. Double Morley. Okay. So we got rid of 2 Ivankovs in hand to play double Morleys down. There's Ace. There you go. We have so much counter for this. It's kind of nutty. So we bounce Ace to life. Give one of the 3 2000 power. My guess would be Inazuma. There you go. So that's a guaranteed hit. Because I'm not going to throw away counter for this. So whatever that is, it is what it is. Dragon. That would have been really, really nice to get. Yep. Oh, it's a lot. A lot of attacks this turn. Love to see it. Oh, okay, never mind. We'll counter this out. I figured he'd just go face, right? He gonna learn today. Chaka is here to stay, boys. You might as well just double tap me with 5, man. What are you doing? You know, the cool part about that is, if you were to attack me with all those hits, I'd be inclined to take them all. That wouldn't bother me. We'd have to, you know, protect the one at 0 life, of course, but I'm pretty sure we win this turn. And he still didn't attack with Morley. This allows me to play more with the Rested Dawn in this scenario. Or we can just play both, right? Brook. Just give it to Chaka. Then we can use her ability after we play down Kid and Killer to do the Rested Dawn here. Which is nice. Yup. We can give that to Kid and Killer. Over here to Dragon. This is so good. And then after Dragon swings here, we can move those Dawn to something else. And we still have 2 other Dawn to play around with. Go 9 to 7. We need 3k here. If he doesn't have this, it tells me we just win the game. Sure. It's not doing much. I do like the option of trying that in Saba, but it seems a little weird. But overall, let's dive into another one, boys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last game for the day, and then we'll dive back into the deck list, and I'll send you guys on your way. We're playing into a Katakuri, in which something I haven't seen for months, actually, since the end of OP06, I suppose. Haven't really seen Katakuri at all. Wonder why that is. Was Impact really, or Reject, something that you guys really needed to do well in this format? I don't know. I couldn't bear to be a Katakuri main to find out. I might play Katakuri, dive into it at some point here in OP07. I don't know yet. But I do think Dragon is probably a good matchup into this deck, considering how fast we can build board. And I don't think he can keep up with the amount of attackers that we dish in at him, so we'll see. Take the Karasu here. Ooh, that's so good. Right on curve and everything. Unfortunately, I had to attack first, just in case he does play with Thunderbolts or Onami's off life and pops, you know, A or B. So it's probably the better play for me to attack first there. Because on hindsight, I actually wanted to play Ivan first, and then the Karasu, but just in case. And speaking of which, there goes the Gadetsu. We'll take this hit as well. I have the counter, but there's no point. I feel like we can get this done without having to worry about life here. I'm just going to go straight for board. I don't care about what's on his field either. I'm just going to go straight for life. Come on, bud. What are you doing? Stop stalling me. Let's go. Thank you. Alright, so we get another Bello Betty. I really need to get down Karasu, I think, but just having Chaka on board and at 3 life, I know he can't pop it, and there's no more reject, so Chaka is going to get a ridiculous amount of value in this game. Let's go ahead and give him the Dawn, and he can give my leader 2 Dawn here as well. And I can swing it for 7k, then swing in with Ivan for 8. Yep, eat the blocker. And then boom, do it again. Let's go, boys. Got quite a bit of counter in hand, so I should feel safe. I don't think he can kill the Ivankov unless he actually dons up and goes into it. He's looking for Big Mom, maybe. Nope, he has her. We'll trash life. Swings for 6. How about no? I need this. Thank you. Ooh, tough one. We'll give him the Brooks. I don't want to give him the Karasu right now. We'll give him another one of these as well. Take the Otama. It was better to give him the Karasu, boys and girls. I get it, but yo, Dragon. Actually, never mind. Maybe I should have given the Karasu there. He's at 3 life. We can potentially push him to 0 as long as he doesn't have Beji. Or we can risk it. That sucks. Okay. Yeah, I should have just played Dragon. That's my bad. It is what it is. I should have just played Dragon on board, but this will be fine. We'll get there. We'll do this. That's right, full board. You're right. We'll give the Rested Dawn to Chaka with Koala's ability and do the thing. So he can swing in for 7k, Dragon can swing in for 7, and then Ivankov can swing in for 8. So this should put him on 0 unless he's got a lot of counter here. but he needs quite a bit to survive the next 2 hits. You forgot about the Karasu, didn't you? Happens to everybody. Oh, wow. He actually gets a Veggie. Are you serious? Yellow in a nutshell, boys and girls. Yellow in a nutshell. I really should clear the Gadetsu, but I don't think it matters here. I think we get away from this. I mean, we've got 4K counter in hand, 2 life left, 1 life left. We know Big Mama's going to come down anyway. We should be going 8 to lead. There's 8 here. I'll counter out and see what he wants to do. He can run Gadetsu into it, which is totally okay. Oh, okay. Come on. Nice. Good. You see, me being greedy with the Ivan play almost cost the game. I should have probably just played down Dragon and just went face that way. I mean, we have a chance to redeem ourselves here, but still. Actually, yeah, we give the Karasu. You cannot split it up, supposedly, so I don't know why that is. I think you have to choose 1 target. Make him a 4. Yep. We'll have to attach it on here, use his ability, and give it to somebody else. Go 7 here. This should be GG, unless this is a 0 cost event. 5, 6. Again, with the forgetting about the Karasu. Crazy. And then good game, buddy. Oh, you didn't have enough counter anyway. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video, in which today we had a lot of fun playing with Dragon. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was one of those leaders in which that wasn't necessarily on my radar, and probably for a lot of people. But he does have a lot of unique things that he can bring to the table in the form of like going wide, in which a lot of decks struggle to deal with. Dragon has access to cards such as like Ivankov, allows you to flood the board very, very early with ease normally. But the downside to it is he's not a multicolor leader, so he does lose access to some of his big revolutionary army cards, such as Morley and Lindbergh. Very less consistent, you know what I mean, if you will. But he still does well. Now when it comes to this package here, I'm thinking about taking out Lindbergh entirely, cutting off these events here, and then figuring out what I want to do just to fill those slots. And I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. Guard Point, Jet Pistol, and Radical Beam are going to be my ideal events here in this deck list. But there's other ones that can play well with this as well, such as like the King Kong Gatling gun here. But I think I'm going to do something like this more so, and run the 0 cost event, considering we run with a lot of no counter cards, be it the Monkey D. Luffy's, the Dragons, and the Kid and Killer with the Ivankovs. There's quite a bit of dead cards in hand. We need something to pitch to make sure we can stay alive in the early game, and I think this is going to be the way to do it. So I think my list is going to contain something just like this here. But overall, it does have a little bit of flexibility, just not too much. So I think you have to run certain cards here in this deck to make it shine. There are some flex picks in here, be it Chaka, but I think this card is very, very strong in this deck, and I think it's very slept on. He does get his ability utilized quite well in Dragon. So either way, this has been Pawseplays. Remember guys, smash that like button, make sure to subscribe for future content when it comes to all things One Piece here on the channel. Come hop into Discord, come tell me I suck, it is what it is. I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.